Over the last 14 years of LEGO Ninjago's history, they have released hundreds of different LEGO sets, arguably some of the best sets ever released in LEGO's history. But like all things, nothing can be perfect, and there are definitely sets that fall behind the rest. For most Ninjago fans in 2025, it's got to be difficult to navigate 14 years of products. There are so many different options to choose from, and it's got to be overwhelming to pick the best product for you. So in today's video, I'm going to be counting down the 14 sets that you should never spend your money on when it comes to LEGO Ninjago. If you find this list helpful and informative, please hit the like button and subscribe down below. If you enjoy this content, make sure to subscribe because I'm releasing Ninjago videos just like this all the time. And don't forget to type a comment down below letting me know what sets you think are the 14 worst that Ninjago has ever released. With that being said, let's dive into today's video. Now, this list today isn't going to be in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of list off the sets that I think are generally pretty dang bad sets. So there's not like, oh, this first one is the worst and 14th is the best of the 14. No, it's just kind of random today. They're all just generally pretty bad sets, and it's kind of hard to pick through when these sets are just this freaking bad. So with that being said, let's start off with number one and counterweight up this list. In first place, I'm going to have to go with the Ninja Combo Vehicle from 2024. Now, this is one that most of you have probably seen on shelves if you're into Ninjago recently. This is one that's had a lot of talk about it because of that horrible price to part ratio and minifigure to price ratio as well. For $90, this set holds one of the worst values of a LEGO set that I think I have ever seen, and having it in person does not feel any better. I got a huge amount of buyer's remorse after purchasing this product, and I do not recommend this to literally anyone. Please do not pick this set up. I think that if the minifigure selection was more desirable in this set, it could have definitely led to this set doing better on shelves, but the fact that the treads at the front don't even work properly, and the whole breaking apart of the 4 different vehicles is fine, but the 4 vehicles on their own genuinely just don't look very good. It just hurts the overall appeal of this entire LEGO Ninjago set. There are so many better options on shelves for $90 right now, and I highly recommend staying away from this set. If you're interested in just getting your hands on some of these minifigures like the Lloyd or the Nia included in the set, make sure to head over to eBay or Bricklink where you can get these minifigures for just a couple of dollars. Heck, even LEGO Pick-a-Brick probably has these minifigures on there right now. But I know you can get this Lloyd and this Nia for pretty dang cheap if you just head over to Bricklink. So instead of spending $90 to get a couple good minifigures, go and buy them separately. You're going to save so much money and be way happier in the end. Please don't purchase this set. Let's move on to number two. We're going to be jumping all around this list today because we're not just sticking at modern Ninjago. We're just kind of jumping all over the place. I'm not going to go like, oh, modern Ninjago, Wild Brain era, Will Film era, OG era. We're just going to be jumping all over the place because in the second place here, I have the Cole's Earth Driller from 2013. Now, generally, the 2013 sets are just not up to Ninjago standards. They're some of the worst sets, I think, of all time. And I think I ranked Season 2 as having the worst LEGO set selection of any season of Ninjago. It's just a really pathetic selection. But the Cole's Earth Driller really just was the rock bottom of that wave for me, and I know lots of others as well. Not only is the build completely outdated, of course, it did not age well, but when the legacy version of the Cole's Earth Driller came out, it made this one just pointless. There's no reason to own this when the brand new legacy version of the build came out, and the legacy version of the build is so freaking amazing. It just made this one just so insignificant, so pointless. And I love that legacy one. If you're interested in the sets, go check out the legacy one. It's only going for like $100 or maybe a little bit over that on eBay or Bricklink, where this set is going for like 50, 60, maybe even upwards into the 70s sealed on Bricklink or on eBay. There's no reason to spend $70 or $60, $70 on this when you can be getting the fantastic one for just $100. I mean, it completely blows my mind, but this set is just so pointless. They did a terrible job designing it in 2013, and comparing this to the other sets that we saw in 2012 and 2011, I just don't know how we had that big of a step down from the first 2 waves of Ninjago, which are the best waves ever released. Speaking of Legacy, in third place, I have the Legacy Ultrasonic Raider, another $90 Ninjago set. I feel like $90 Ninjago sets just typically are not the best sets, but the $90 Legacy Ultrasonic Raider is one of the most inaccurate and ugliest builds I have ever seen for LEGO Ninjago. It was so bad that in 2021, I did not even purchase this set right away when it came out. I mean, this set is just so horrifically designed. I just don't know how this thing made it through production. I remember when the Ultrasonic Raider name was dropped to be releasing in the Legacy line, and I know so many of us in the Ninjago fandom were going crazy because, a remake of one of the greatest Ninjago sets of all time, and then it just came out looking that bad. I think all of us were just completely blown away. Terrible piece count, terrible minifigure selection. If you want the Mismo or the Rattala minifigures included in the Legacy Edition, just check them out on Bricklink. Once again, you can get them for literally just a couple of dollars. There is no reason to go out of your way to pick up this set for just those minifigures. And maybe if you want that golden 10th anniversary Zane minifigure, just head over to Bricklink as well. I mean, you're going to spend a little bit more on him, but might as well just get the minifigure and forget that set entirely. Don't waste your space, don't waste your money, don't waste your time. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is one of the most inaccurate LEGO Ninjago sets of all time, and not only is it one of the most inaccurate, but it's one of the worst sets of all time. I've talked about this set pretty heavily on my channel, and it is the Firestone Mech from the summer of 2020. This is the Season 13 Coal Mech, and is it even a coal mech? Because it looks more like a Kai mech to me. I mean, the Firestone Mech, all of us when this got revealed thought it'd be a Kai and coal combo mech, but then it realized that it had nothing to do with Kai, and the designers and the TV show designers clearly did not have a conversation about this set before releasing this set. I mean, it is all over the place. Not only is it so inaccurate and makes zero sense to the show, but the villains that they included are the monks as well, and the monks aren't bad guys either. So this set is just all over the place. If you're interested in some of these minifigures, once again, guys, Bricklink, Bricklink, Bricklink. But even the minifigure selection here is just not that good. And for $70, oof, this set was just not it back in 2020. At the same time, not only is this set inaccurate, overpriced, and just mind-blowingly dumb how this was created, it's also just not a good mech. I mean, no knee joints, the feet can barely move, the arms are very, very stiff. There's just not a lot going on with this mech at the same time. And especially in 2020 when there were other sets on the shelves that were just absolutely peak, like the Skull Sorcerer's Dungeon and the Skull Sorcerer Dragon, this set just completely fell behind the rest, and I think it easily earned its number 4 spot on this list. The next set is definitely one of the worst sets that we've had released in the last few years, and that is the Heatwave Lava Transforming Dragon. Wow, one mouthful of a name to begin with, but for $55, this is one of the worst dragons LEGO Ninjago has ever released. Not only does it just not include wings and not look anywhere close to the source material, this set is just generally a bad set. I think the best thing about this set was the Wildfire and Lord Ra's minifigures included, but at the same time, just head over to Bricklink, guys. But seriously, this set looks terrible on display. It's very thin. This color scheme's all over the place. It does not match the source material, and it was overpriced. If this set would have been maybe $40, maybe $45, I would have been, a little bit more comfortable with this set. But when we're pushing up into that $55 price range, we're closing in on $60 there. It's just not it. It's just not it at all. And I think that it could have been a much better dragon, especially looking at Heatwave in the Dragons Rising Season 1 show. It's a very, very cool and unique red dragon design, and they just did not capture that whatsoever in the LEGO set. I mean, if this set did not have Heatwave on the name, you would have no idea this was meant to be Heatwave from the show, because it just looks absolutely nothing like the actual character. It's very, very crazy how bad this set is. And I mean, this set was on massive sales when it was on shelves, down to $25, $30, and it would still not sell. It was that bad. If you really wanted this set, I'm sure you could find it on eBay sealed for way under market value. I mean, it's because absolutely no one wanted this set and it was extremely overpriced. This is one of those sets that I would say, please never pick up. This is the set that's been in a box for me for now like 2 years because I just don't have a spot to display it and I don't care to display it. It's just that bad of a set. Take your money and spend it more wisely on much better sets, like the Tournament Arena Battle set for $50 right now. One of the greatest sets in Ninjago's history. Let's move on to number 6. All right, for number 6, I'm going to include 3 sets because you'll understand in about a second, but it's the Rising Dragon Strike sets. Now, these were the $10 little gimmick sets that we had released last year in 2024 for LEGO Ninjago. And these are some of the worst gimmick sets Ninjago has released. Ninjago, of course, has been trying to recapture that initial hype from the Ninjago spinners in 2011 and are yet to replace them. They cannot do it. They cannot replace the original Ninjago spinners. And these were definitely the worst gimmick sets that Ninjago has ever released. I mean, honestly, I tried to sit down and play with them. I mean, I tried to work with them like on a live stream. I tried to do it in the video review of them last year. They just go in a straight line. There's literally nothing you can do with these things. And they are just not anywhere close to being worth the money. The minifigures are fine in the set, but you're getting like no pieces in here. And buying this instead of something like the Jay's Mech Battle Pack is just a brain dead move. I mean, literally the Jay's Mech Battle Pack on shelves for $10 is one of the greatest $10 LEGO sets of all time. And so picking this over that would be absolutely crazy. And I can't believe that LEGO put those sets on the shelves at the same time for the same price. If you really want these sets just to get the minifigures, I'm sure you can still find them on clearances for only a couple of dollars right now. But I would never recommend spending full price on these sets because even the minifigures aren't worth it and they're not worth that $10 value. You can get them for less on Bricklink. Let's move on to number 7. Number 7 is the set that I have to say is probably the worst LEGO Ninjago set ever released. And I know that's a big title to give to a singular set, but this has to be the worst set ever. It is the 2022 Jay's Evo Dragon from the core line. Honestly, did a 4-year-old make this set? Because I have no idea how a real life LEGO designer made this and then checked it off and was like, yup, let's put that on shelves. This is definitely one of the worst design things LEGO has ever released. I mean, compare this to a different $20 dragon we got just a year and a half before it. I don't know how on earth this got approved to be put on shelves. This is horrendous. And this is like, I don't even know how you get started with LEGO Ninjago when you see this on the shelves. Like, they're always trying to bring in new people to join the fandom. Yeah, this ain't bringing anyone in. This is sending people away. You look at this, you're like, ooh, what is that meant for? Like, is that like LEGO Duplo 2? I mean, it wasn't even a 4+ set. But seriously, guys, this is genuinely one of the worst sets. Don't pick it up. I bought the set to have the Jay minifigure. The Jay minifigure is only a couple of bucks on Bricklink, guys. Once again, I mean, this is basically like a paid sponsorship that's not paid for Bricklink in this video, but if you need the Evo J, it's a great Jay minifigure. It looks very, very good, or Core J. He's very, very great minifigure. Please get him from Bricklink. I still haven't even built this set. I opened it up, took the J out, and then just dumped the pieces into a container. Maybe I should do a build and a review of it. Hey, guys, look out for the Jay's Evo Dragon review in the next couple days. I'm going to do it. But seriously, this has got to be the worst set of all time when it comes to LEGO Ninjago. Please do not spend your money on this thing. And the next one up in 8th place is the Kai's Evo Dragon from the core line in 2022. Once again, I just don't know how this was released. I still remember buying this set in the LEGO store and like, oh my goodness, I don't know why I did it. Well, I know why I did it. I wanted the new Kai minifigure because I really, really love that core suit for Kai. I think it's really cool. In general, I love the core suits. I think the core suits are great, and I love seeing them in Dragons Rising like pop up. Like, that was a really cool little add-in that Dragons Rising did. But please, don't buy this set. Don't buy this set. Never buy this set. I built it up, and I remember just looking at that thing like, oh my gosh, I just spent $30 on this. This set was $30, guys. $30 for this Kai's Evo Dragon 2022. Once again, let me compare this directly to that Sensei Wu's or Master Wu's Battle Dragon from 2020, the Summer Wave, just a month or a year and a half before this set was released. I mean, the downgrade for the same price is just crazy, guys. It's crazy. I once again, I just don't know how this set was made, since it looks like it was designed by a 4-year-old. I mean, I feel like infants could design something better than these two products we just looked at. Please, never waste your money on these, please. Next up here into 9th place is going to be the Oni Titan from Season 9 of Ninjago. And while you might be going, bro, this has great minifigs. You're right. You're absolutely right. This set has an incredible minifigure selection. Lord Garmatron, Harumi, Lloyd, and Nia is a fantastic selection. But don't buy this set, guys. You can buy those minifigures. Once again, where am I going to say? Over on Bricklink. Go to Bricklink and spend your money there, not on this set, especially on the aftermarket. This thing goes for like $120, and I don't even know why. I mean, maybe 100. Maybe you could find it at 100 somewhere, but why? It's so bad. It is such a bad set. I mean, I always make fun of this set on the channel because the proportions of it are just so bad. And I'm not talking about, oh, well, it's way undersized compared to where it is in the TV show. Now, I'm not talking about, like, the proportions of the TV show to the Lego set, because obviously when it comes to Lego sets, they can't always be proportionate to what we see in the TV show. But I'm talking about the proportions of the entire thing. Like, the torso is so long, and the legs are like little itty-bitty tiny legs down there, and there's just a little itty-bitty tiny head at the top. Like, it's just proportionally built so wrong, and I don't get it, man. It's like, it's such a funny set to look at. I don't, once again, I don't know who designed this. I mean, the Oni Titan was something that was so cool in Sons of Garmadon and in Hunted, and so many people really liked that mech, or I mean, mech, we would call it a mech, but you know, stone giant. And so when this was actually the set that came out for it, I remember everybody being like, oh my goodness, what is that? I remember seeing this set everywhere because nobody would buy it. But seriously, this is one of those sets that you should absolutely never buy. Ever buy. If you want those figures, I get it. But go hit them up on Bricklink. Guys, you're going to save so much money, and you don't have to waste space on that ugly freaking set. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, guys, now in next place, I've got the Ninjago movie Master Falls set. This was a set that I remember when it came out in 2017, I was really excited to get. I thought it looked great. Until you realize that when you stand the minifigure up in the water, his head is over the bridge. I mean, the set is so tiny. It's a very micro scale bridge. And for such a fun and cool scene in the Ninjago movie that a lot of people had built up in their minds, this set was just a massive letdown for $25. Of course, $25 isn't the most expensive set on Earth, but hey, I feel like they could have raised it up a few more bricks at least. I mean, just put one more brick layer in there so his head isn't over the bridge when he's standing in the water. I mean, I never really realized it, but they always have him like bending over to try to make it look like the water isn't right there. They did a terrible job, or actually, they did a terrible job designing it, but at the same time, they did an incredible job advertising the set because so many people went out and bought it because it looked so cool. And then they got it back in person. They're like, oh my goodness, it's like 2 blocks tall. There is no like falling of it. He can just step onto the bridge from the ground. So, I mean, props to whoever designed the product images for this set, because their false advertising was taken to an entirely new level here where, hey, you bought what you showed on the box. You just couldn't really tell. I mean, they really made it look like the set was bigger than it was. So props to them for doing it, and a massive L for all of us that bought the set and then realized it was like 2 blocks tall. So, you know, this is just definitely one of those sets I would say never pick up, especially, none of the minifigures are really expensive or exclusive. Once again, head over to Bricklink and you can find these minifigures for pretty dang cheap if you're interested in them. But I would not go out and spend your money on this set because it just feels like a waste. Alright guys, next up here is the Titanium Ninja Tumbler from The Day of the Departed. It's got like 0.2 seconds of screen time. I mean, you see it in the background in like the intro area. Otherwise, you really don't see much of this thing at all. And the big takeaway for me when it came to this set was, why would I spend the money to go get this set that's basically not seen, and it's just generally just not that cool of a set compared to the other sets on shelves? But why would I spend this and not get Zane from Day of the Departed. I mean, they give you the half hood and the hair. Why did they not just include the actual Zane minifigure from Day of the Departed? It's just one of those things where it's like, oh my goodness. Oof, oof, oof. And this one was like 35 bucks. It was like somewhere in that $30 to $40 range as well. And it's like, oof, why did you not just include the Zane minifigure and make this set 10 times better? I mean, everybody wanted the Day of the Departed Zane when Day of the Departed came out, so why not just get him there? This set still goes for quite a pretty penny right now, probably around the $70, $80-ish range when it comes to it being sealed. It's just not worth it, especially when the Ninjroids are literally worth pennies and you could just get yourself Day of the Departed Zane for like 15 bucks and actually get the minifigure. This is just one of those sets where it's like, just don't waste your money. Don't waste your time going to pick up this set when you can actually get the minifigures that you're really going to want online for a couple of bucks. And I mean, this set's really got like nothing going for it. I'm sure this set will appear on other people's lists too, because it's like one of those sets where just nobody really cares. Okay, next up, I have the Kryptarium Breakout set from Season 6. Now, this set retailed for like 20 bucks. I saw recently, this is like somebody's favorite Lego Ninjago set ever, and I was like, bro, I haven't thought about that set since 2016. You know, nobody cared about this set whatsoever. I mean, the minifigure selection for $20, getting 5 minifigures is an incredible minifigure selection, but let's break that down. The best minifigures included in this set is Skybound Kai, which is fantastic, and then the Stone Warrior in the prison suit. The Zane is fine. There's nothing special there. You get a regular city police officer. And then when it comes to Captain Soto, I'm sure somebody's going to be like, W, bro, you're forgetting about Captain Soto. Yeah, but they didn't even give you, like, the actual hand for Captain Soto. They just didn't give it to him. Why would you not give him the claw hand? They just gave him, like, a brown hand, and we're like, yep, that looks like Captain Soto. Good to me. Just nobody's going to notice we didn't give him the pirate hand. Why would you not just give him the pirate hand? I mean, that's like the minifigure that people have been, or a minifigure that people have definitely been talking about and wanting for a long time. Captain Soto is a real OG here, and he gets no love, man. He gets no love. And this is a set where they could have given him, you know, his hand or something, and people could have customized the minifigure or whatever. And I mean, of course, you can still customize the minifigure if you want to, but I mean, for $20, there's like no build. I mean, terrible build. You're getting a city minifigure, a regular Skybound Kai, which is great, but then the minifigure selection just isn't there. It's just very, very dull. Some prison outfits, some blank pants without printing, and a city police officer. It's just not it for me. It's just not it. And I mean, when I saw this on somebody's like favorite list or something, I was like, that is a wild choice, man. It's got to be like their favorite or their first set of all time for it to be on the favorite, because how can you compare that to something like the City of Styx? I just don't get it, but hey, everybody has their own favorites, so I just thought that was crazy. This is definitely one of those sets where don't waste your money on it, and honestly, don't waste your money on the minifigures either. The minifigures are worth like pennies, let's be real, but go find some better minifigures than these guys. We are down to the final two. In second to last place, I have the Garmatron from Season 2 of Ninjago. Once again, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Season 2's Lego Ninjago sets are definitely some of the worst sets Ninjago has ever released, and Season 2 really just does not have a good selection of sets. They're just terrible. Let's be real. They're very bad. As a Ninjago OG from the very beginning, they are not good. But this set just takes the cake as being one of the worst ones for sure. I mean, it looks nothing like Garmatron. What always gets me about this set, what always, gets me talking and yapping about this set, is the fact that they didn't even have the cannon on it. If they wanted the spring-loaded shooter, that's fine. They could have put the spring-loaded shooter thing at the front of a cannon, but they just didn't give it the cannon. The cannon is the, iconic look of Garmatron. I mean, there's literally, clips of just Garmatron in the show that are just about the cannon. They show the cannon coming out of it multiple times. Why not include the cannon? It's just a crazy, mind-boggling thing to me. As a designer myself and designing my own mocks and stuff, you want to look at what's most recognizable about something to then create something about it. The most recognizable thing about Garmatron would be the big horn thingies with it and the cannon. Where's the cannon? And then 3 minifigures for $50-$60 back then. It's just, when I would look at that on shelves, I'd be like, no, I don't want that. As a kid, I'd be like, no, I don't want that. It's got 3 figures. Nowadays, Kozu and Zane from Final Battle or Kimono Zane, some of the best minifigures. hit Bricklink, guys. Hit Bricklink. But I mean, even if you wanted this set like really badly sealed, I mean, it's not going to be too crazy expensive sealed, probably only in the 80s, somewhere in there. But still, I would not waste your money on it. This is one of those sets I'd say there's no reason to ever pick this up. Buy the set, buy the minifigures on Bricklink or eBay, and just ignore this set and let's pretend it doesn't exist. On to the last set of the list, I have the Vermillion Invader from Season 7 of Ninjago. Season 7 has definitely some of the best sets from Ninjago. I feel like it's just overall a very compact and good theme. Like, they got the job done. They did what they needed to, and they did it really good. Whether or not you like Season 7 is beyond the point. Personally, I like Season 7. Is it the best? No. Is it the worst? No. It's definitely in the middle for me. But the Vermillion Invader was actually the only set I did not buy it back in 2017 when Season 7 came out. I bought all of the sets except for the Vermillion Invader. Really, the only thing that was going for this set back then was the inclusion of the exclusive Zane minifigure. But now, if you're looking to purchase this set, obviously in 2025, 8 years later, wow, 8 years, that's crazy to think about, but 8 years later, this thing goes for like 75 plus sealed, and it was definitely not worth 30 back then, so it's certainly not worth 75 now. I don't hate this set. I don't think it's a horrible set. Do I think it's as good as the other Season 7s? No, definitely not. I think the other Season 7 sets are all very, very, very good. But this one, it's not horrendous, but it's definitely not the best. And for the price that it's at nowadays and the price it was back then, there was just no reason to pick it up. If you want the Zane minifigure that's exclusive to this set, it's like $10 on Bricklink. Hit up the Zane minifigure, ignore the set. Go for the other Season 7 sets like the Destiny's Shadow. Oh my goodness, I love me some Destiny's Shadow. Man, that set is good. With that being said, guys, those are the 14 sets after 14 years of LEGO Ninjago that I think are the sets that you should never pick up, never waste your money on. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe down below right now if you enjoyed the video. Thank you, guys, and don't forget to drop that comment letting me know what are your 14 least favorite or worst sets that you think no one should ever spend their money on in the comments. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you for spending your time here today with me, and I'll see y'all later on W Bricks.